Guys, welcome back to our channel. It's me, Dave. I'm here with another book outlet book haul. If you guys aren't familiar with book outlet, it is like a sort of like an online warehouse of bargain books, books that maybe were released a year ago or maybe 6 months ago. Maybe the hardback was released and then the paperback came out, so the hardback goes to the bargain bin. But yeah, so. Every once in a while they have a big $5.99 sale on their fiction, and so that's usually when I do pick up my books, is during the $5.99 sale, and that's where I got these books. I have quite a few of them. I did not buy them all at once. I bought them in a couple different purchases because they tend to sell out pretty quickly on there, so if you see something that you like, you probably should pick it up because they do sell out. And even when they sell out, sometimes they do get more back in stock. So it's always important to keep, checking their inventory if you're an avid book reader. So let's get right into it and let's see what I bought. So this first one, it's actually a series. It's the last three Shannara books. The Fall of Shannara by Terry Brooks. The first one is The Black Elfstone. Second one is the Scar Invasion, and the third one and the last book in the Shannara series, I guess it's the Steel Assassin. Now, Shannara books have been, Terry Brooks has been writing the Shannara series for a lot of years, and matter of fact, the original one, The Sword of Shannara, the very first one, that's one of the ones that really got me into fantasy, and that was 100 years ago that I read that book, and every Shannara book has been outstanding. I don't even know what number these are. Probably in the maybe over probably 20. So I don't. Yeah, I'm excited to get those. I think I still have like 3 other Shannara books to read before I get to these ones, but these ones were $5.99 each, and normally they're $28. So saved quite a bundle on them, and now I have them for when I'm ready to get them. Might be 4 years from now, but I'll have them. Next book, 2 books are from the same author, Thomas Oldeheuveldt. I don't know. These books are translated into English. He is where is he from, anyways? He is from Dutch. He's Dutch. He's from Denmark. So so the first one here is Hex, and look at that cover. That cover is absolutely stunning. And the same thing goes with the next one, Echo. Look at this. Look at the cover. And a shout out to Sam Wolfe Conley, because these are some really beautiful covers. But yeah, so this one is about a town in Pennsylvania, and I'm in the middle of reading this right now. I'm about almost halfway through it, and it's really, really good. But it's about a town in Pennsylvania that way back when, in the 1800s or so, a woman was thought to be a witch. So they tortured her, and then they threw her in the lake and tried to kill her. But for whatever reason, she stuck around, and so back in those days they sewed her eyes shut and they sewed her mouth shut and they wrapped her in these chains so she couldn't curse anybody. And basically it's been this town's I think it's Pennsylvania, maybe it's not, but I can't remember right now, but it's no, it's not Pennsylvania, it's near West Point. That's right, it's near West Point, because West Point is actually responsible for kind of like overseeing the security of this one town. They're kind of cut off from everybody. People who live in that town can't go anywhere else because the witch's curse tends to follow them, and they wind up killing themselves in horrible ways. And so that's basically it. The townspeople are sort of tasked with keeping the story of the witch under wraps, and I'm thinking that things are going to turn pretty badly for this town. Because things are starting to happen. So yeah, so this is a really good one. If you haven't read Hex, I really recommend it. Like I said, I'm halfway through it and I really enjoy it. His other one here, Echo, this is a more recent one. This is, I think, the last one that he wrote. And this one is about two guys that go are kind of drawn to the mountaintops in, I think, yeah, the Swiss Alps. One guy winds up he disappears, presumed dead. The other guy returns back, and he's changed forever. And I think bad things are going to happen in this book too. But I'm really excited to read this one because I really like this guy's writing. All right, so what do we have next? Next one, this is from one of my newest favorite artists, P. Gillet Clark, a master of gin. I have read a number of his books. Most of them previous to this were like short books, or like short novels, like Ring Shout. Ring Shout was one of my favorite books of all last year that I read. That thing was fantastic, and if you haven't read Ring Shout, definitely do. But I read this. I didn't read this one. I read Haunting of Tram Car 015. That one was really good. And Dead Gin and Cairo, which are both set in this world. And that was really good. So I'm really excited to read. And look at that cover. That cover is beautiful. I mean, people doing works on these book covers these days are really fantastic. I don't think it says who did this one. Probably somewhere in here, but this is a beautiful cover. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this one. And I didn't even say this one. The whole gin series is about Egypt, and basically jinns live side by side with humans, and there's a lot of fantastical things that happen, and yeah, so I'm excited to read this one very much. So next one we have here is John Scalzi, Kaiju Preservation Society, and yeah, this one I loved Kaiju. I like that movie. What was it called? Prime. I forget the name of it. I really liked it, and I don't remember the name of it. Where the big robots and the monsters. It'll come to me at some point. But yes, I really liked those big monster movies and books about big monsters. And this one is basically about a group of this society that sort of monitors and keeps track of these kaijus. And, well, bad things are probably going to happen. At least I hope they happen, because, I mean, they got blood all over the guys, or all over the person's little tag there. So I'm hoping that bad things happen with big monsters doing it. I'm excited to read this one. John Scalzi. He's a well-known sci-fi author, so I'm sure that that's going to be a really good one. Next one I have is, and I've been really excited to read this one, The 1,000 Crimes of Ming Tzu. This says that it is it has the atmosphere of Cormac McCarthy's West, or that of the Coen brothers' True Grit, and it has some fantasy or paranormal elements to it that really is what drew me to it, because I love when they mix fantasy with westerns. So I'm really excited to read this one. This one gets really a lot of high praise too. So I'm really. It's his first book too. So Tom Lin is the author. It's his first book, and I'm excited to read it. This is not this man's first book. It's probably his 500th book. Jonathan Mayberry, Kagan the Dan, but it is his first full fantasy book. I mean, he's written his Pine Deep trilogy I absolutely loved. That's what got me into Jonathan Mayberry. And then he had the whole series with Joe Ledger, which is more action and adventure and thriller with some fantasy, with some sci-fi and horror elements thrown in. But this is his first foray really into full-blown fantasy, and I'm super excited to read this one. It's the first installment in an exciting series of dark epic fantasy novels from best-selling author Jonathan Mayberry. Yeah, so this one, it really looks exciting. What do we got next? This is the one that's been on my to be read pile for quite a long time, but they had it in paperback. Vita Nostra by Marina and Sergei Dyachenko, translated by Julia Mitov-Hersey. I think it was originally in Russian, but been translated now into English, and I'm very excited to read it. It says here, the Washington Post says that it is a cross between Lev Grossman's The Magicians and Elizabeth Kostova's The Historian. Vita Nostra is the anti-Harry Potter you didn't know you wanted. So, yeah, so this is one I'm going to be definitely reading soon. Vita Nostra. What do we have next? Elmore Leonard's 10 Rules of Writing. You know, I write for a living, but mostly business writing and stuff like that. So I do want to start spending time writing more creatively. And this book is full of little tidbits from Elmore Leonard, probably one of the most published authors who have ever lived. He wrote Get Shorty, that movie, you know, the one that movie was based off of, and a bunch of like crime novels and stuff like that. But like this, number 6, never use the words suddenly or all hell broke loose. So that's one of his rules for writing. But that's what it is. This book is like little captions like that, and then little pieces of art like this. And that's what he looks like. Elmore Leonard, a little bit older now probably, but yeah. Illustrated by Joe Chiardiello. Originally $16.99, so you get it for $5.99. I may have even got it for less. This may have even been less, maybe like $4.69. Okay, so the next one I got here is a book by Watt Key called Beast, Face to Face with the Florida Bigfoot. Watt Key. And hey, anything with Bigfoot I'm there for. I love Bigfoot stories, I love Bigfoot movies, I love everything Bigfoot. Yeah, so I don't know whether this is a YA book or a book that's written for adults. I really don't know, but because I couldn't really tell by the description. But this book, like I said, Bigfoot is where I'm at. If it has Bigfoot on it, I'm buying it and reading it. So this one, I look forward to reading. That's probably going to be a fun book. Next one here is Road of Bones by Christopher Golden. Christopher Golden is another guy who has written hundreds of books, it seems, but this one is really getting a good word of mouth from people like Paul Tremblay, Catriona Ward, Josh Malerman, Chuck Wendig, Stephen Graham Jones. All these people were saying such great things about this book. And this book is about, it says, it is a horror thriller hybrid that will chill even the most jaded readers, and I'm a jaded reader. It'll give fans an emotional and thought-provoking and nature-inspired horror like The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones or Wonderland by Zoji Stage. This book is an American documentary, travels a haunted highway across the frozen tundra of Siberia. And I guess supernatural and creepy things happen. And so I'm, like I said, and this one really isn't that big. So I might be able to get through it in 5 months because I'm a slow reader. Next we have up, and this is one that I've had my eye on for a long time. I didn't know whether to buy it or not when it was in the stores. But for $5.99, I figured I would take a shot. It is Aurora, and this came out not too long ago. Aurora by David Kipp. Stephen King says, fantastic story, a real page-turner, impossible to put down. And this is sort of a dystopian story. It says, from the author of Cold Storage comes a riveting, eerie, plausible thriller in which a worldwide cataclysm plays out in the lives of one complicated Midwestern family. So yeah, that cover is really cool. It's got like what do you call it? Shiny effect. But yeah, so I am excited to read this one. Next one here is actually another twofer. I got the first 2 books in the Witcher series, and you can see that this one actually came from Walmart, and the second one came from Target. So, yeah, so I guess if they don't sell at Walmart or Target within a certain period of time, they go to Book Outlet, and so that's where I can get them for $5.99, and they're normally $16.99. This one was $17.99, so really good deal. First 2 books in the Witcher series. I love the Netflix show, but you know, the books are always better than the shows or the movies, so I'm excited to read these ones. I'm really excited to read all these books. Have you noticed? I'm so excited. And the last 2 books here are yet another series, one that I haven't read anything by this author before, A.K. Larkwood. The first one is The Unspoken Name, and the second one is The Thousand Eyes. And these are fantasy books by publisher Tor. Tor does the greatest books, and I really love when they make them look, you know, like when they do a series right, and they make it look so you have it on your bookshelf and it just looks right. I really like that when they pay attention to that kind of stuff. And now this was another one, like this one was available for quite a while, and then this one became available, but this one dropped off, and I didn't, you know, it was sold out, so I didn't buy it in time. But then, poof! One day they were both available, so I bought both of them so I would have the series. And I don't know if there's a third one coming or not. I don't know if this is a duology. I really don't know much about this other than I know I wanted to read it. This one says The Unspoken Name, Priestess, Assassin, Traitor. And this one, The Thousand Eyes, says Mage, Heretic, and Monster. How can you not want to read it when it says something like that? Yeah, so I am. Oh, James Eames, author of Kings of the Wild, which is also on my TBR list. He says, astounding, unlike anything I've read before. So, definitely excited to read that one. Those 2. So that is my book haul. Like I said, it's a couple purchases into one book haul. I got a lot of books to keep me busy. If you guys like to read, and if you guys are looking for an affordable place to get books, like I said, I highly recommend Book Outlet. These books are all in excellent quality. Most of them, like this one, like those have little black dots on them. And I guess that means that they're bargain bin books. You know how when you used to go to the, way back when they used to have like CD stores, music stores, they would have the CD bargain bin and they would have the notch taken out of the CD. Well, I guess that's what this is. This is the notch, the little black dot. But it doesn't impact the reading enjoyment. So yeah, so if you guys want to read books and get them on the cheap, I highly recommend Book Outlet, bookoutlet.com, and I'll even have a code or a link down in the description box where you can get $5 off on your first order. And orders $35 or more are shipped for free. So yeah, and they're always having different kind of sales. Like I said, these were $5.99. Right now they have a different kind of holiday sale. Like the more you buy, the higher the percentage off you get. But yeah, so that's it. So that's my Book Outlet haul. I hope you guys liked it. If you've read any of these and you want to let me know what you thought about them in the comments, please do. If you like this kind of video, give me a thumbs up, and yeah, hit subscribe, and stay up to date with all our videos here. And that's what I have for you guys today. I'll be back hopefully soon. I know I've been skimping on my rune castings, but I plan on getting back to them. Just things have been kind of crazy. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys again later. Bye.